So today's results, as it's the first stage, is also the overall ranking. And guess what? It's Portuguese riders Faria and Rodrigue who are out in front. Chasing down comes some talent out there. Long, long way to go, though. When we get to Africa, things really sort out. Well, Helder speaking to us today. This is rode very well. It was a very technical stage from the beginning. Pushed really hard. Later I controlled my speed a bit more in order to get not too tired and finally arrive at the finish of what was a difficult stage. It's great for me to finish in the top three, and I'm happy for the team. Rodrigue finishing second today behind Faria, Esteve Puyol. In that third place, it's a nice special stage, lots of sand, soft sand, thankfully. He went down in it a couple of times, so he should know. Had to be careful out there. It was difficult to decide where to pass some of the other riders. It was a little bit difficult on occasion because the track was just so narrow. David Kester, the Frenchman, saying, full throttle, concentrated on my track. Suddenly there came a privateer rider in the middle of the spectators, and he stalled all of a sudden. I couldn't avoid him. I hit him with a front reel, fell on the side, and that's where he got his trouser trouble. Doesn't seem to have affected him. He said he was a bit rattled, though. Betis, who finished fifth, saying a bit of everything out there. Dune, soft sand, overtook some riders. Plenty of riders down on the ground as well. Very technical out there. Some difficult sections amongst the trees in particular. It was hard to find and maintain good speed in the middle of all these dangers. What about Chris Blaise?
It was really tough, but I had a really good time. I enjoyed it a lot. I don't ride much of that at home, and it was a new experience, but I had a lot of fun. I never knew that there was sand in between pine trees. I'd never ridden that before, and of course I hit one tree just a little bit, but it's okay.
Well, we promised you a visit to Mark Comer. Claimed his first Dakar win on last year's event. Beat close rival Cyril Desprez in a tough fight to lift the illustrious trophy. Consistency, the name of the game. Back home in Andorra, Mark's mechanics look after his bikes, including the one in which he finished the Dakar first in 2003. Didn't win it, but he did come home. So this is the bike on which I managed to reach Dakar for the first time. Completely standard with a lot of, not a lot of preparation. I had some good luck on that rally. Nani Roma and Esteve Puyol both retired, so I was helped by the factory mechanics. They worked on the bike, and well, the rest is history.
Abandonaron, pues yo ya tuve mecánico y ya pude descansar por las noches y no tener que trabajar en la moto.
Well, he has Super Motard, Enduro, Motocross and trial bikes. He uses them all regularly to fine-tune his different riding techniques, which are essential. And he says, here I have the Enduro bike. It's useful during the last days of preparation to just get your technique sorted out. Bit of Dougie Lampkin in there, surely. Then I have my Super Motard machine, he says, which is something different again.
Se utilizan poco porque como hay tantas, ¿no? Pero por ejemplo, el motocross nos va muy bien para la velocidad.
This bike, have a lot of fun. The motocross bike, he says, used to train with speed and technique as well. High-speed sections, getting your focus right and your auto reactions. Of course, he loves his bikes, whatever their function.
Well,
the Dakar has two sides. We all know that. Being in Africa for many days, spending a lot of time in the desert, has developed my adventurous side. And so now I really like the adventure of the Dakar. In the beginning, it was totally focused on racing and just winning. And now I appreciate other things and really enjoy the adventure side of things. Maybe that's why I just took it so easy last year, wearing number 2. This year, it's number 1, of course. Dakar's under his skin, for sure. Well, a cold and foggy start it may have been for the bikes. Things had, well, smartened up a little bit when the cars finally got their orders. Just a small matter of 117 kilometers of racing special, 492 in all. It was a long opener to the Dakar, longer than normal. Carlos Souza, well, he may not be a full factory supported outfit, but he's in the car of the day, certainly, and possibly the car of the rally. Volkswagen Triumph looking very, very good indeed, and the fans were out to cheer him through. Reduced his tyre pressure, certainly helped him pick his way to the front, and he was not going to let his grip on it loosen at all. He was 1.5 seconds faster than anyone else per kilometre, let's not forget. So after 117, Sousa way ahead, 2.5 minutes clear of everybody. And just look at the way he just ate up the field, straight past, well, the likes of Gilles de Villiers for one, and of course Jean-Louis Schlesser as well. And he was carving it up out there, enjoying himself. Here is Gilles de Villiers, top VW. And of course, second last year, the quickest non-local on the day. Overtook Alphonse early on and then just drove it home. Sand was much softer than expected. And for those who were following these boys, it was cut up bad. Carlos Sainz finished third on the day, won the opener in 2006. Complaining about little grip. Well, it was the same for everybody. 7 seconds slower than de Villiers. And the tight course perhaps suiting his driving style, Sainz. Most WRC-like of perhaps this year's stages, we will see. They're still to be revealed to us, but it was tight and narrow out there. Looked a bit like Finland for a moment. Well, as you can see, they were starting to bunch up. Traffic was starting to be a problem. Harry Vartinen got the same time as Sainz on the day, 4 times winner of the rally, finishing 4th. Knows to hold back and not give it all on the first stages, so maybe an awful lot left in reserve. Some parts of Portugal really do look very African, don't they? Scorched it was out there, and the sand, as we said earlier, just as soft as it is in the desert. The trucks certainly found out all about that. Mark Miller, the quiet man cometh. Yes, they all talk about Robbie Gordon and the boys on the KTM in America, but Mark Miller finished 5th today. Could be a marker for the future. Jutta Kleinschmidt had her troubles. 43rd. Crowd were cheering her through, but she braked heavily to avoid a biker, and we understand it was a battery connector that basically cost her time. 27 minutes behind the lead already after the first stage. That's a big margin. You can make that up in one day on the Dakar, but there's some quality out there, and Jutta must be feeling downcast this evening for sure. BMW, many people tipping them as dark horses. They're taking a belt with that one. Well, Gerland Schischerit stopped to help Jutta. On board his BMW. The extreme skier was running well, though, despite the fact he stopped for quite a few minutes. Finished 6th on the day. Told you about those BMs. Do watch them. They're not here for fun. And Nasser Al Attiyah, 6 minutes off the lead pace, but he knows where he's best, and it's in the soft stuff. Really loves the desert, does the man from the UEA. From Qatar, I should say. He's best known in the UEA for his exploits on the Desert Challenge. Finished 9th today. He's also a pretty handy skeet shooter. Finished 4th and 6th place in the competitions in the Olympics. So he's certainly got the reactions that he will need when he gets into the soft stuff. Dani Roma was the leading Mitsubishi today, 7th. You've got a feeling that they might just be holding themselves back a little bit. Well, they had to today because fuel consumption was on everyone's mind. Stefan Pedersen